Hello everyone, this is Light Trident, and welcome to my ultimate controller guide to the SMG-11. This guide is for anyone that is willing to learn the SMG-11. You should be able to master it at the end of this video. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments section. Beginner, experienced Siege players, and even advanced players can learn from this guide. I will be starting from the very basics. There are three sections to this guide: attachments, recoil control, and situational usage. Without further ado, let's get started. So, number one, attachments. Usually there are attachments that are better than others, but in this case, you may use any attachment that you want. I personally use the vertical grip, holographic, and flash hider. If you're a beginner, I would recommend using the flash hider, as it has the least amount of recoil out of any other barrel. You can use any sight you want because this is just personal preference, and you should probably add the vertical grip because it will help with the recoil. Okay, number two, recoil control. Alright, so I am here in the T-Hunt, and I shall show you the recoil pattern of the SMG-11. Alright, so I have sprayed down a few bullets on the wall without controlling the recoil. Now, as you can see, the first 10 or so bullets will pretty much have no recoil. So, as long as you control the first 10 bullets, oh my gosh, okay. As long as you control the first 10 bullets, you should be fine in terms of recoil. If you should try it here, and one thing I forgot to say is that as long as you only shoot 10 bullets and you only control the first 10 bullets of the gun, then there will be pretty much no other horizontal recoil. Now you have to find this sweet spot for the actual recoil. So when you're controlling recoil on controller, you just pull down, right? And on every gun, there's a certain sweet spot where if you pull down just enough, you will control the recoil, like the L8. Okay, I know that's not the best, but realistically in a gunfight, it should be good enough to kill someone. So yeah, once you find that sweet spot for the SMG-11, your recoil control will be perfect. So, like for example, this. So around the first, like, 10 bullets will be like, will have no recoil. Okay, yeah, that's a better example. Yeah, I'll run to this T-Hunt and I'll show you how it looks like. Okay, to sum it all up, just try to find that sweet spot on your controller to control the SMG-11. One thing is, if you just can't control the recoil, it might be your sensitivity's fault. So I play on a, hold on, let me show you. Play on a 41 vertical and a 18 ADS for a 1.5. So I guess around 35 and 20, you should be fine controlling recoil if your sensitivity is around there. Alrighty, Fusion Trident here, and I forgot to say this, but make sure that you are able to adjust downwards when you control your recoil, because that way you'll be able to kill the person if he crouches mid gunfight. Keep this in mind that if you don't recognize this problem, then you might be losing gunfights. Okay, to actually find this sweet spot, just go into a terrorist hunt and just look at the wall and just spray. Just try to control the recoil. Now, if the bullets go up, try to pull down a bit more. So, but now, if you pull too much downwards, try to pull up a bit more. try to like keep doing this process until you find this sweet spot. Uh-oh. So yeah. You just keep shooting and only use the first 10 or so bullets. Because as you can see, once it reaches a bit more than 10, the recoil will go to the left a little bit. Yeah, just keep trying, and eventually you will find that sweet spot.
Eliminate the terrorists.
Alrighty, now on to situational usage. The biggest part of using the SMG-11 is to know when to full auto, when to semi-fire, and when to tap fire. Usually when you're tap firing, you would only do that if you're a solid 15 meters away or when you're spawn peeking. So let me just head up and show you. Over there is it's definitely spawn peeking range, and when you're spawn peeking using the SMG-11, you just tap, pull down a little bit when you tap. So tap and pull down, tap and pull down, tap and pull down. And yeah, that recoil pattern will be good enough to actually kill the person that you're spawn peeking. Now, when you're full autoing, you would only do this when you're about shotgun range, I'd say, about 10 meters. So when you're full autoing, you just aim for the head, and you just spray. Doesn't matter where your enemy is. Just aim crouch height when you're very, very close, and just spray. Because at the point, if you hit all your shots, the enemy will die. Now, when to semi-fire. When you semi-fire, it is around 10 to 15 meters away. So around this far, where this guy's around that, how far that guy is. When you're semi-firing, you only fire the first 7 to 10 or so bullets. That is when you have no recoil while you're firing. Now, for some tips and tricks. Number 1, even if you're full autoing, it is a good idea that you get in a habit of only semi-firing. Because if your aim is really good, 9 to 10 bullets in an SMG-11 is enough to kill the person, and you will save ammo. Number 2, while warming up, you should have a separate T-hunt for just the SMG-11. Because if you don't, when you hop into ranked, the first gunfight that you take with the SMG-11 isn't going to be good. Just hop into T-hunt and warm up with that gun. Number 3, don't try to pre-fire too much. In a match, you only have 97 bullets for your SMG-11. This is a mistake that I myself have to work on, because there are times where I barely have enough bullets to finish a round. Number 4, playstyle. This is very important because the SMG-11 has only 17 bullets in a mag. You don't want to constantly swing blindly without intel or face check while using the SMG-11, because if you miss the first few shots within the first few seconds, you're dead. But if you know exactly where the enemy is, don't hesitate to swing and shoot them. With the SMG-11, you should always know where your enemy is before using it. Lastly, always try to hit the headshot, because this gun is a headshot machine. Comment down below if you would like a crosshair placement video. Alrighty, so in conclusion, here is the ultimate guide to the SMG-11. This gun, when mastered, will add amazing benefits to your gameplay and increase your gun skill. If you truly master it, recoil control will never be a problem anymore, as this gun requires the highest skill of recoil control. I really hope you learned something in this video, and if you didn't, then you're probably good enough to use the SMG-11 anyways. If you have a specific question that I can maybe answer to, please leave it in the comments section. But if you did learn something new, please consider sharing this to a friend, as they would learn a lot from this as well. Consider hitting the subscribe button and the like button, as I'm thinking about growing this channel. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you, as you just took your own valuable time to spend watching me talk about the SMG-11. This is Light Trident. I'll see you in the next video.